When they first arrived on the scene in the 40s, they were quirky little military cars known as Peeps, Beetlebugs, Blitz Buggies, and Leaping Lenas. Decades later, these unique machines have endeared themselves to millions and are now some of the hottest-selling vehicles on the road. The Jeep was drafted into service during World War II. The Army put out the word to all automakers that it was looking for a lightweight yet dependable vehicle for the battlefield. But what should these unique buggies be called? The actual origin of the Jeep name is still up for debate. Some say it came from the term General Purpose Model. Shortened, it became GP. Others say it came from the Popeye cartoon character Eugene. He was neither fish nor fowl, but could solve all kinds of problems. The Jeep was an incredible machine. During the war, it had many purposes. It served as an ambulance, a battle truck, and a mail carrier. It could dig trenches or serve as a wash basin. It even doubled as a wedding altar. General Dwight D. Eisenhower said the U.S. and its allies would never have won the war without the Jeep. At the end of the war, Willys was the only automaker left producing Jeeps. Many people predicted this old workhorse would be put out to pasture, but not so. Returning soldiers were reluctant to leave behind these wartime sweethearts. Soon used and new Jeeps were proving their worth in civilian life. Willys offered all sorts of modified Army Jeeps. They were station wagons, pickup trucks, and convertibles. The jet-setting group even got a two-door sports car, the Jeepster. By the early 1950s, Willys was a household name, but changes were ahead. Henry J. Kaiser bought the company and renamed it Willys Motor Incorporated. Willys tried out bigger and more powerful engines in the Jeep. People were realizing the usefulness of this mighty machine. The vehicle's popularity grew. The Jeep was sold in 150 countries. With the turn of the 60s, Willys totally redesigned the Jeep. This was the first Jeep built from the ground up without military influence. There were several different Jeep models. Despite the diversity, the Jeep lineup was in trouble. During the 70s, the Toledo assembly plant was outdated and inefficient. In February of 1970, American Motors Corporation bought the Kaiser Jeep Corporation for a total price of $70 million. Under AMC, Jeep blossomed. Daily production nearly tripled. Production was split up. Civilian Jeeps were made in Toledo. Military units were made in South Bend, Indiana. The odd little Army vehicles were now equipped with all of the everyday creature comforts: leather interiors, air conditioning, AM/FM radios, and other modern accessories. It was in 1973 that AMC introduced one of the most renowned Jeep vehicles, the Cherokee. This model came in both a two-door and four-door style and appealed to the sports car crowd. Jeeps weren't just for work, they were for fun. People drove them to the beach, for shopping, to the office, and Sunday drives. But while the Jeep business was booming, AMC's business wasn't. In 1986, Chrysler stepped in and bought AMC for $3 billion. The Jeep lineup was a gold mine. Within 7 years, Chrysler was offering a variety of Jeep products, including the hot-selling upscale Grand Cherokee. For more than a decade, Chrysler has produced Jeep vehicles. These sport utilities appeal to the young and old, men and women, and all professions. Part of its charm is in its rich history, rugged reputation, and fun-loving image. But Jeep won't rest on its laurels. It will continue to be the four-wheel drive leader worldwide. Because Jeep, there's only one.
Your prospects want to discover America the Beautiful. They can discover more of it, closer up, behind the wheel of a 1973 Jeep Wagoneer. The Wagoneer is the most luxurious four-wheel drive station wagon on wheels and outsells all other four-wheel drive wagons combined. The Wagoneer frame is built with an extra margin of strength to take hard, brutal punishment. The rugged axles handle big loads. Yet the tough suspension system takes the bounce out of everything except the kids. Wagoneer's low center of gravity and high ground clearance gets over jagged rocks and ditches with less fear of bottoming out when exploring the wilds, blazing new trails, or towing a trailer. Wagoneer's wide tread gives sure-footed lateral stability for trips to those out-of-the-way spots where the fish are biting. Two-wheel drive prospects are the ones who are adding to the growth of the four-wheel drive market. The Wagoneer will help you sell these new prospects. Two-wheel drive prospects who want a rugged station wagon that'll take them on the back roads of America for fun and recreation and still look good parked in their driveway. The 73 Wagoneer offers a roomy interior in buff, black, or green with plenty of relaxing and stretching out room. Wagoneer's newly styled instrument panel is padded for increased safety. Fuel and temperature gauges, speedometer and odometer, and new standard oil and amp gauges in place of warning lights. The new energy-absorbing steering column features an anti-theft locking system. Vinyl floor covering and all vinyl bench seats are standard, with luxurious optional custom trims and bucket seats with center armrest. In competitive vehicles, the rear seat is an extra cost option, but the Wagoneer's rear seat is a cushy standard. Wagoneer can carry 91 cubic feet of vacation gear, load more on the rooftop travel rack. Visibility, the most. Large windshield and all-around glass area lets them see more. The 258 engine is one of the biggest standard six-cylinder engines in the four-wheel drive industry. The rugged 362 barrel V8 is again offered, plus a new 4-barrel version ideal for towing. These power-packed engines can be teamed with standard 3 on the floor or optional 4 on the floor, or a column-mounted turbo-hydromatic. Your buyers can choose the one they want. Jeep's famous four-wheel drive gets the power to the ground with typical Jeep efficiency. In addition to Wagoneer with famous four-wheel drive as the leader in the industry, Jeep this year introduces Quadra-Trac, full-time four-wheel drive. The all-new Quadra-Trac gives greater mobility and safer performance in every on-road and off-road driving situation. It is coupled with turbo-hydromatic and the 360 V8 engine. It automatically accommodates to changes in road surface and weather conditions by delivering continuous balanced power to all four wheels in both forward and reverse. Since Quadra-Trac is a full-time four-wheel drive system, the need for manual shifting in and out of four-wheel drive is completely eliminated, and freewheeling hubs are no longer needed. Quadra-Trac has a special lockout feature to keep the vehicle moving in extreme rough terrain conditions, where traction might be lost in either the front or rear wheels. It locks the front and rear wheel drives together, resulting in undifferentiated four-wheel drive, and provides the traction needed for severe off-road conditions. Lockout Device is operated by a control located in the glove box. An indicator light reminds the driver that the lockout device is engaged. The low-range unit provides further gear reduction for operation under unusually severe or off-road conditions. Low-range drive is engaged by pulling a T-lever mounted just below the instrument panel. The optional low-range unit may be added to the basic Quadra-Trac system at the factory or your dealership. What does Quadra-Trac mean to you when you're selling to your prospects? In high-speed freeway travel, this full-time four-wheel drive system provides smooth, usable power to all wheels without drivetrain wind-up, tire scuffing, interaxle.
This is steep. This is... Because while most sport utilities are climbing higher and higher in price, now you can lease a Jeep Cherokee for $0 down, $259 a month, and $754 due at signing. Plus, Cherokee comes with air conditioning, power windows and locks, and remote keyless entry, all at no extra charge. So let Cherokee take you to the top of the steepest mountain with a lease that's surprisingly down to earth. Check one out at your New England Jeep dealer.
Jeep, the toughest four-letter word on wheels. We built the Jeep for the person who wants to leave roads far behind, tell trails to get lost, and go where the crowd can't follow. And now, for 1973, this tough 4x4 classic is better than ever. For the prospect who doesn't like to stop going just because he's run out of roads, show him how to load up a 73 Jeep and head out where the real fun begins, where the paved roads leave off. Potholes and bumps and ruts can come as they will, and with a greater margin of confidence thanks to the new standard fuel tank skid plate, Jeep's rugged, welded, and riveted frame takes punishment in large doses and comes back for more. Easier to handle, too, with a recirculating ball steering system. Precise, with quick recovery action. The man behind the wheel is handling one of the most maneuverable four-wheel drive vehicles ever built. Famous Jeep four-wheel drive is built into every Jeep vehicle from the ground up, not added on. New standard electric windshield wipers replace the vacuum type. Convenient four-wheel drive shift lever and suspended brake and clutch pedals make the Jeep a more practical four-wheeler. To fit all customer needs, power assists are optional. The big 11-inch brakes give safe stops, with power brakes and power steering is optional. Instrument panel controls have been modified to provide illumination, improve identification and function. The optional oil and amp gauges are relocated for better visibility. Among the several other modifications are new lighted heater controls for air, defrost.